So I needed to make another video, and this video is going to be, gosh, I've been going through so much stress. I'm getting situated with school, and my mother's twin has put me down so horrifically to not go to school, don't educate myself. And every word that comes in action that comes out of this individual's mouth and actions is only to put me down, and not bettering not wanting to allow me, not giving me any positive influence to better my life. That I need to go to DJing, I need this, whatever it is that has all this money and controlling these circumstances is really confined my mother's triplet sisters, my mom's triplets, which is my aunts, to really do anything they say. That, well, we bought you a house and we bought you a car, you owe us. And they know that my mother and her sisters are as intelligent as a bag of rocks. And I'm not even their blood. I'm not even like their son. And I have to have called them mother for a very long time, even though they were never a part of my life. So they have no emotional connection that's going to be any authenticity of my real biological mother. And whoever is doing this is knowing that they can use that one as them as trash cans to cause as much as pain and suffering, because I'm stuck with them. And they want to get away with what? So they're organizing, whoever it was, is the people that stole my dad's money. Whoever was involved with all this shit, got these lawyers and these money and everything, they stole my dad's money and literally threw his ass in a fucking casket and took all his shit, and then told my mother, we're going to buy you a house, we're just helping you. No, they were the accomplices to go against everything my father wanted and wished, and I was his son. Whoever fucking took the house, took his money, and didn't allow me to get involved to say anything, they stole everything. But there's nothing that I can do, because the people have so much money and so much power over my life that I have no choice, and completely defensive to allow them to steal anything they want, including how horrifically it was to bury this person, who then they started to re-identify this person as something else. They didn't care about who this person was. They just saw this person, what it meant, Michael Jackson, and who got raped, and his money, and then, this my mother has a first grade education. They know they got my mother in the books. And they're making me pass gas again. But I deeply want to say this, that every time I get on that bus, every time I go to a class or orientation or school, every fucking person is attacking me. You're like, I don't live my life like somebody's gonna give me something that I haven't worked on music or DJ'd in fucking 20 years. And I don't live my life like somebody's just going to give me a lot of money or give me anything. And I would probably have, I'm more worried about the electronic devices, if they're ever going to stop in my life. And I don't think they are. For sure that I truly, to the being of myself, I feel like I know that I have outlived more years being shot with these electronic devices than I'll ever will to understand what is it in my own existence that I understand is life on this earth, before I become nothing but worthless trash and dead. And hope, and I have faith that God exists, that what it feels like to not be shot with electronic devices, because I have been so confined. Every action that I take is being watched and shot with an electronic device. Every action that I take, someone in this house or someone else is then playing along with the electronic devices. Like when they make me shit, or they shoot me in my testicles, or they shoot me in my mouth, or ears, or eyes, or they make me pass gas. I know you can hear, even as I'm talking right now, you can actually, it's gas being pushed out, like compressed. It's not gases that builds up that's being pushed in a way that natural gas. There's a frequency that they're using that contracts the intestines to poop, and that's what they're doing. But anyway, everything that I'm saying at that apartment, my mother's, it is hard for me to comprehend how disgusting this behavior is when it's regarding my dead sister who died many years ago. They're just cleaning up to help their goddamn selves. I can tell you this right now. Marco, just the few times that I've ever talked to him, I'm not part of that son group. I could tell you this right now, that those twins, they're just there to feed Marco and what the other kids, because they grew up in this whole house in a different life. And so, if there was any fame, any top celebrities that Dana White maybe got Marco to go train in the UFC, I mean not UFC, but like, to help, our family, I knew nothing about. Or there was any other celebrities and they got a taste of that fame or whatever, they're now just going to drag me into this. And, I mean, I can 1,000 fucking billion%, they're just scavenging for, like, my dead remains. Because they're not listening to anything I have to say about electronic devices. They don't concern about my freedom. I lived my whole life, and every friend that I've ever made, and going endlessly to so many people. I was so popular, and I'm not saying popular because that's such a lame word. I had such a notoriety of so many people that I came across, that we kind of all look out after each other in life. All of us. And you never know when you might need these people. Old friends in high school I smoked joints with, and we're going to the house, Marco or Edward, or Richard Murphy, or John Murphy, Nick, or Fat Nick, or the intensity that if anybody were to ever harm us, especially, these invisible electronic devices or whoever it is, that we would protect one another life. Like, who the fuck is shooting you with this? Who the fuck has a right to do this to you? What the fuck is going on? Who's shooting you in your brain? Who's shooting your fucking brain? You don't remember, you're forgetting the topic you're even discussing. Who's shooting? I mean, so many crazy things, but it's just terrifying. But, that nobody cares. Like, who's gonna, if it ever happens, gonna explain the horrors that had happened for so many years and what they did to me without an explanation, without ever allowing me to defend my father who passed away and just stole $175,000 fucking dollars, threw him in a fucking casket and beat the shit out of me with electronic devices to keep quiet, and then bribed my mother's sisters, and my mother has a first grade education, and as the psychologists, they're using the entire society. They're literally had the entire society tell everybody to attack me regarding my dad's sister or another friend or whoever it is. Like, the psychologists aren't concerned. I give a goddamn fuck what I have to say about with the truth, what really happened. I was there the whole fucking time. Like, how my mother behaved with this little girl. My mother telling my father to drink a bunch of pills until he finally committed suicide, even though it was his own fault. He was calling my mother a bitch all the time. nobody understood that he was having sex with my mother, and for 20 years, I'm going to say I'd say about 15 to 13 years. It was over the age of 30. All these faggots, all these gays and transgenders thought my dad was gay. That he never had sex with my mother because he was a fellow member, and that was a fucking lie. He was having sex with my mother. I saw him. I was there. Like, I fucking walked in on the shit. Like, he was having sex with my mother. He was not one of your fucking fellow gay members. That's not, whatever it was, that's not what a gay guy does, okay? You're not attracted to women, and you won't be able to get an erection because you don't want to fuck a woman. And I'm not going to hate somebody for that, but you can't, it's somebody just came and stole all his shit and had me do all the labor. And still, I had to put this all together myself to find out. Nobody told me anything. And I think that was very ingenious to me for you able to even have a conversation about this. But, for my sister to just get thrown in a fucking trash can, and, I was homeless for so many fucking years. Nobody gave a goddamn fuck to tell me that I don't even know this person's fucking name. People are more worried about how Kenneth Cooper is feeling and how he's getting his blacks to run on the fucking bus and attack me on the fucking bus. And behaving exactly like him. And like training me like a fucking animal. Like for how their behavior is and how to intimidate. No, that's who he is. He's a hero. Like, these worthless fucking monkey of a motherfucker comes at me about my dead sister, or you don't give a fuck. They don't care. Like, the psychologists tell these people to show up, and I can't call the police. The bus drivers are doing this when I get on the fucking bus, and I feel very unsafe. But I just get in there, sit down, and take my ride, and that's it, to avoid anything else. But it's like prison and parasites. They come at you, and you can see and tell when anybody tries to engage in a conversation, they always do this shit. Like, they try to, what's that on my phone? Like, and it's like prison talk and shit. It's fucking fucked up, and like, it's a fucking nightmare. But I always try to be polite. I always try to be respectful as much as I can, like, and just avoid any problems. Just go there for what I'm going there and go about my business. But, for me to be at 42 years old, and in 6 months be 43 years old, I'm a prior cancer patient, and my mother has basically felt like she's been spitting at my face, and any attempts for me to say that I want to better my life to get an education, and training me that DJ this, DJ that, no, and then making me feel guilty, and then taunting she doesn't have whatever drama, whatever it is, and she begins to threaten me when I'm over there, or the few times to pick up a few things, or she goes, how much do you think you're going to handle this shit? I'm going to tell you that. And she's literally like, okay, do this, and like, engaging with me. Like, okay, put this right. Oh, no, what? And like, trying to, and the physical the therapists are telling them to do this. Like, so you become, and you got to keep in mind that I'm so submissive that they beat the shit out of me with these electronic devices that it's kicking me while I'm being beaten. Like, I'm being beaten repeatedly. And I have no way to defend myself. And this person knows what the fuck they're doing. And I can't call the fucking police. I'm terrified what the consequences are if I ever did call the fucking police. What's going to happen where I live, it's because it's trailed in every situation. So this person doesn't give a goddamn fuck about my life. This person is more concerned about what they can fucking get and how they can justify their own fucking emotions of a part of a life that they have no right to be touching. My brother was being ass fucked by 10 homosexual fucking men, and I know that if any of these sisters, my mom's sisters, got involved with Frankie, they're gonna scum the shit out of Frankie. I've already known because I've been around there when my father died. I know 1,000% that they're scavenging. They're just gonna scum off Frankie, and they're gonna go to fucking, and all these homosexuals and trans are gonna go to Frankie in order to make sure they can justify it. And we're like, we'll give you as much as money, make you feel as much as comfortable. We're gonna make you a warrior and all this other shit to steal and just inflict as much even scum and more dirty, filthy scum shit into our immediate family and what had happened, into my father. And they do it to my face. You gotta understand, like, there's no way for me to run out. There's no way for me to run away. And I just pray to God, that, because I don't believe that it is way too late for anything to be have any justice in this life. It's over. I just pray to God that it's in His hands and He deals with that, if He does. But I have faith, when you're dealing with dead bodies and you're dealing with somebody with the circumstances and they're taking a joke out of it with these psychologists, and I don't know exactly who's doing it. My biological mother has a bag, or has a box of fucking rocks for brains. Like, she has no education. She did not behave as hatred as she did ever in my life, not like this, ever. And the retribution and I'm getting a lot of retaliation and vengeance from people because they gave my mother a bunch of shit. So they think they can rape me and do whatever they want and make me into a joke, and train me like a fucking animal and justify it because whatever you gave to that person, and I had nothing to do with that. I had nothing to do with that at all. Because you have two identical twins, triplets, that show up out of nowhere. They show up out of fucking nowhere. Out of nowhere. You weren't part of the family, and you all of a sudden get entitled to fucking making money decisions for my father and my mother all of a sudden, and it's your fucking money and house? And you weren't showing. So then guess who else wants to show up? And guess who else is going to show up and get something free? And it's the psychologists that fucking did this because they know they got away with what they fucking... Look, I can't even talk right now, and they're just shooting my fucking thumb. And they repeatedly do this to me. Like... But anyway, this is worthless as this ever led to. That's all that this person is doing. Because they know money's involved. The entire gay and transgenders, they're so vengeful in training me to be a DJ, and that 50 Cent is going to show up into the picture, and this and that, or Dr. Dre is going to show up into the picture. And then all of a sudden I just go to this fame wagon, and I'm going to just, I don't know what fantasy world this shit is. Nobody's going to give me anything. And even if I did, I shouldn't be obligated or trained and abused to be the face of some transgender motherfucker who raped me and your fucking movement for this disgusting fucking shit. If I choose to go to school, what business do you have to tell me that I can't ever follow my dreams to have another career, to go to get an education, or just do something else? You don't have any right to be doing that to me. And it's all they fucking do is train me. And I can't call the police. When I'm laying in this bed, they're beating the fuck out of me with electronic devices. When I get out of this fucking room, they're beating electronic devices. I mean, it's constantly like this, but it's unbelievable, because the psychologist or whoever it is that's formed these teams, they don't care. They know about the teams that people are attacking me. I mean, it's every fucking where. It's when I walk into the fucking building, somebody else wants to fight. Somebody else wants to start shit. Someone's looking for a fight. I'm standing at the fucking bus stops. I swear to every bus stop, I'm facing the fucking cars, and I'm looking at the cars as they drive by, and there is hundreds of thousands of them know exactly who I am and are staring at me and giving some sort of expression toward me of like this, or they'll grab a burrito and go. I mean, it's all the cars, thousands of them. I mean, I'm watching them, and and like they'll be driving their car and they'll just do this, and or they'll give some sort of expression, and it's all of them are doing like a war, and there's no straight women at all. They're all transgender gays. That's all it is. There's no straight women at all, zero, and they're all driving by in their cars like I'm a public fucking enemy number one. It's fucking crazy looking. I mean, I'm gonna buy some fucking glasses to show y'all what these motherfuckers are doing. Like if you would look to see how they behave in their car when they're fucking driving by me, like it's a riot of the enemy, and to control me and to go for the gay community, and we raped them. Yeah, like and it's fucking insane. It's fucking it's very toxic. But all they do is want to feel sorry for Kenneth and the Cooper family, and using this dead little girl as a weapon to harvest the fucking emotions and resurrect, or to justify my brother being raped, or my father dying. You have a lot of people living in these apartments. You have a lot of people that just renting rooms. Why is it that somebody gets to steal $175,000 and there's two fucking dead bodies, and now I'm the direct inheritor and entitled to that with my brother Frankie and Julian, and my mother, who my mother gets entirely half of that, gets to say all the fucking rules. And it's stolen fucking money. You don't think any of these people want $100,000 there? Here, let me go steal $100,000, and I'm just gonna say I'm a psychologist and buy everything I fucking want, and I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. I'm gonna have you do the fucking here. You just here. You just go steal $100,000, and it's okay. And I can't contact lawyers. I can't contact nothing. It's just I have to run away, and it's like, I have no fucking choice. The scumming behavior, they're scavenging, and I know that they're going to be very toxic with Frankie. I know 1,000 fucking %. I'm walking into all sorts of environments, and these people are trying to claim that they're Frankie, or they can handle the rapes for him, and look how strong and healthy he's become for the gay movement, that he just got fucked a bunch of times. You're gonna are you eventually gonna put this on fucking TV and say you got raped by 10 homosexual fucking rapists as a fucking child, and you look at how heroic you fucking are because you just took over the house of my mother and you were just build your own family? This is how crazy this shit is. There's nothing glory about what I saw and I had to experience with him, and they're using that as a fucking weapon. Like, they don't care. Like, Frankie had no contact with my father the minute he got into that nursing home. He had a car. He wouldn't pick up the phone. He wanted nothing to do with him. I mean, literally, when he died, he had just shut off. I mean, this is fucking crazy that lawyers and whoever it was just comes and steal all this shit, and they do this to Frankie, they do this to fucking me, and they just, here, my mother's just stupid. She has a first grade education. I'm gonna steal whatever the fuck you want, and they come attack me. I'm going to the fucking, I'm going to these classes. I'm going to the fucking Richland College. Any shot that they know all about the fucking money. All these people know about my dad's and my dad's sister, Matricia. There's money in the house, and they come and attack me for it. And then a lot of times bring up direct conversations about who owns that money, and to keep my mouth fucking shut. And I can't go to the fucking police. I have nowhere to run. They beat me with electronic devices, and this is what they're fucking doing. The best thing that I've always, because it is too late, is to let go of all that stuff, but it's evil, like it's dark, like it's satanic shit when my mother's identical twin is doing this type of behavior. It's fucking crazy. I don't, I talked about that my mother was doing crazy behavior whenever I was around Roberts, Rodney, and Alicia. And I said, look, my mother's fucking, you know, acting all crazy and shit. And they knew my mother was acting crazy. I mean, now all of a sudden you get rewarded with, oh, hold on, let me go ahead and we're lawyers and we're church people. That's a bunch of lies. These people aren't from God. These people aren't church. You just buried two fucking people and you don't know anything about what happened in your immediate family and you just stole everything. And I'm not allowed to say anything. And then they beat the shit out of me to redefine who this old man was. I'm still planning to change my name, but also. But it is so, I can't even explain it. Like, even when I walked in today to go to orientation, there's a guy that's charging at me, and he starts giving fucking, like, military orders and shit, and thinks he's fucking in the military against Afghanistan and supporting Barack Obama, the President of the United States. They're in a military mentality against me. And some of them are, there's like, this person was wearing regular clothes. Who the fuck are you to fucking tell me anything? And they come at me, and I don't know if he has a weapon of these electronic devices, and I get scared. Because then he'll beat me more with these electronic devices. And when they come around me and they start behaving and start... See, you can hear how it's passing gas. It sounds like I'm shitting. Like it's the intestines squeezing. It's not normal gas that's coming out. It's an electronic device that they shoot into the intestines, and it contracts and squeeze. It's fucked up. Like, the way they behave is like, kill your fucking enemy. This is American soldier. This is how we fight for Barack Obama, for the president, Donald Trump. Like, and that's the military way. They come at you, kill you. Oh, I did it for American flag. And that's the mentality of it. And, if I had ever acted in my life, like some people would have, to try to defend your life, I would have killed one of these motherfuckers. I would have got a gun and I would have intentionally killed all these motherfuckers, thinking that you can just rape me and start controlling me. And that is the worst thing that you can fucking do. And these motherfuckers, you gotta understand, there's no running away. They sit down and they're camping, coming after me. And it's nothing but homosexual and transgender against me, all in one team. It's fucking, you don't know, nobody's catching this on camera. Nobody understands, why I have to put my head down and not make eye contact. Because if you don't do what I tell you to do, I'll beat your fucking ass more with the electronic devices. I got my people to beat the fuck out of you and go after your fucking mother. And I can't say anything. They'll bring up, they know the details about the fucking money. They know the details about the house. They have no fucking worthless of a fucking idea of the morality, the morals, of the violation that had happened. And nobody cares. And it's only because, it is strictly because the police officers won't do, they're playing along with it. They're playing along and they milk the situation. And the huge groups of society of all these people that are watching the police, they know they're not going to do anything. And they know that they have the power over the police department, over my life. And it becomes very fucking frightening. Because every person you meet, you don't know how much of a vengeance they want to take on you. It's like some people, they will poison you. They will put arsenic poisoning in your fucking food to damage your liver, to damage your kidneys, to cause you to have a stroke. They will put, some people will flatten, get a knife and slash your tires. Some people will break your fucking windows, but it's fucking unbelievable. As I'm sitting here, I can feel the vibrations, how the doors are opening and closing, and it's just electrocuting me, my entire physical body. And they do it because somebody's watching of everything and actions that I'm thinking of and talking about, or what the scenario is, to then apply their force and ideology about my deceased father, or about Michaela, or about this dead little girl, or about Frankie being raped so much. like this is their money. Like it's, it's what's so fucking fucked up is that they're intentionally just using them to steal my father's wealth and any assets and all these things that had ever happened because they want to get away with what they fucking did. And they did. And they're continuing to do it to then use this to train me. I can understand helping. I have no control over that. But stealing of what I worked for, what I was a part of, and steal literally from my table, take whatever the fuck you want. That's what they did. They just came to whatever the fuck they want. And being attacked at my job sites, I can't even explain it, how desperate and desperation it is to run all across the United States, and all you do is come across other homeless people just waiting to die, waiting to develop cancer, no dreams, no ambitions, just trying to enjoy, the existence of life that you have before it's over, and hopefully continue to have faith all the way to the very deathbed that I'll be at, that I believe in God and I believe in, that there's a good and bad in this world, and we were judged by that, and that there is some sort of heaven and there is some sort of bad spiritual world, what they don't allow people, whether people call it hell or whatever it is. But it is frightening to be running across the United States like that with nothing, and it's because there's no fucking hope. There's no fucking hope. Like whatever drama that they have going on in their life, it's an amusement park. I'm watching them taunt this dead little girl in preparation to help Kenneth and alleviate this piece of shit motherfucker. Like, they don't care he was talking shit about this little girl. They don't care. They'll attack me on the bus because I just said make a video about it. Then they'll get my mother to start defending Kenneth like, you fucking worthless piece of shit motherfucker. I was watching this little girl shitting and pissing. This is my biological fucking sister. And they're all feeling sorry for her. Like, not for the little girl, for Kenneth. They're all feeling sorry for Kenneth. This is, how much can you feel sorry for him and make him do hero and just sorry and just love, just sorry. My mom was being fucked in her ass and fucking selling herself for sex over at that neighbor's house. And I fucking saw this shit with my own eyes. And the psychologists are telling them to do this and telling them to do this shit. But nobody cares. But when I don't call my mother at all, they start threatening me to give her a call or to pick up the phone when she calls me. Every phone call I make, she starts training me, starts saying these very specific vulgar words to then put me in a mental state of something. I mean, it's all bribery. Like, they bribe him and tell him, we're going to do this or we'll do that, and this is how you just fix the problems and all this shit. I can't even, explain this shit because, Frankie was horrifically raped and I was there the whole fucking time. And nobody wants to believe anything I have to say. And you just took my dad's fucking money. You took his money. Like, what mental state do you think someone has to be in to be raped that number of times and think that all this publicity, oh, you're just perfectly good and you just controlled? No, because you have a dead body that there wasn't a good relationship between me and my father. That is entitled to you to that. Oh no, just a psychologist took over and then we'll split it up correctly with the emotional. So while I'm sitting in this house, they got people behaving like Frankie, someone behaving like my father, someone behaving like Ken Cooper, and how they separate the money and all this other shit. And that's all they're focusing on is his money and this dead little girl, and how to switch over the profitable gains over her dead body to them making it into a DJ. Oh, make it into music, and like, it's fucking crazy beyond anything you could ever fucking imagine. I've never heard of any human being ever being put in an environment and how parasitical is, where they're just like demon fucking birds, just scavenging and picking the carcass of this dead little girl, like you see in the Animal Planet, how they're picking away at impalas out of scavenging off the dead corpse. That's exactly what they're fucking doing. Like, they think this is a drama TV show. You weren't part of my life. How the fuck do you give you the right to even bring that shit up? Like, my mother was making fun of this dead little girl. You know, like, my mother would do this to me, and nobody wanted to ask questions. In fact, when I call Lindsay Wessinger, she's taunting the situation because she wants to clean up for my mother as well. Because it's for the, lesbians. I mean, I am the sole keeper, I wouldn't say sole keeper, but the gatekeeper of all those stories and everything that went on. And they did it and they stole it. They did this to me. And it's because I can't go to the police. It's because there's no authority whatsoever. They just beat the fuck out of me. If I don't do what they tell me to do and go along, there's no life that I get, and I get beat the fuck out of. They start making me shit my pants. I'm fucking, shitting blood, or whatever it fucking may be. They shoot my fucking penis, whatever it fuck it is. Like, I have no fucking choice. My mother's, whatever these psychologists are telling my mother's twins, is to horrifically put me down of any education whatsoever. And I know Mark, or whatever fame they got, or whatever it is they think they got, or whatever it was, I don't know what that situation is at all. I know he's keeping it away from me, but I do know that they're gonna be picking at my carcass, and that's the next things that they're gonna do. They're not gonna understand or want to understand the life that I lived or what had happened. They don't care. Let me see what I can get. Let me see what steak I can cut out of you. It's really fucking bad, that no one wanted to listen to what I had to say, and I could verify like 80% of everything I said with Frankie and Julian. Like, if me and Frankie and Julian were in the fucking room and we started all talking about what had happened and all the details with my mother, my father, I could verify everything. I could just verify with you and tell the psychologist, and you fix it. They don't care. You just steal whatever the fuck you want, waste my life away, and I can't sue, I can't go to court, I can't go to the lawyer, I can't go to the police, I have to just fucking run. I'm trying to get an education, people are attacking me, you got me trained like a fucking animal, like a dog. Let alone do I even know if my biological father is even still alive. And I'm not in search of my biological father. I don't think he's alive. I highly doubt he's alive. But, I'm not for sure. It's nothing that I'm bitter. I'm just not really looking for a relationship with him, very much other than maybe meet and greet him. And that's what that is. Because I know without a doubt it's not his fault. They came after him and they got his hands between his fucking legs. That's what they fucking did. And then whenever it's trying to make him masculine, if he's still alive, that I ever meet this person, then it's just like, oh, it was just because I made a decision. No, it's because they beat the fuck out of you like they did to my mother, my brother, Frankie, and my mother. And now it's just different now. Had these fucking queers and faggots had not done what they fucking did, and you just didn't sell my ass off to whatever it is and give me up to whatever life I was going to end up having to live, they wouldn't have done this to you, but like I said, I don't really even think he's even alive, but I know that Michaela, I don't think, the few times that I came across her, she has to be thinking about me. Where's my brother? What happened to this boy? What happened to this guy? What happened to Hector? Is he alive or dead? She has to have some sort of mind frame of that nature. But it is definitely too late. these fucking psychologists and what these motherfuckers are doing, but they have the endless amounts of power and endless amounts of people to reach out to with all the money in